And that's a fairly common belief. Many people in the world go, as long as you persist, as long as you keep working, eventually you'll get there. His timeline, though, is super long. He told me the other day, he's like, well, if you keep at it, you might have some success within the next 20 years. And I'm going, oh gosh, I really hope it doesn't take that long. If you can only support creators who provide value and make you think, please consider contributing to my Patreon page the next time you watch one of my videos. Hello everybody and welcome. Today I want to talk about ways in which we can reach our goals. So I went for a walk yesterday. Not something that's particularly strange for me. I go for walks pretty regularly. And usually when I do, it's kind of a meandering journey type walk where I'm just walking to be outside and to enjoy myself, maybe listen to music along the way, and then eventually come back home. But yesterday I found that I was getting tired like ridiculously early on in the walk. And I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I should turn around. But then a slow song came onto my headset, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just slow down a little bit, and I kind of matched my pace to the sound of the music, and it got me thinking. I was like, whenever you set out to do something, whenever you set out to reach any particular place, you always know that you can if you just take your time. If you set the pace correctly, you won't get tired. You'll reach your end goal, you'll complete the walk, whatever the case may be, as long as you set the correct pace, as long as you take your time, and as long as you rest adequately and allow life to, work for you. And at the time, I was only thinking about my walk in particular. But it didn't take long for that understanding to kind of shift over to where I was like, you know what, that's exactly the same in every aspect of life. Whatever your goal may be, as long as you're willing to take your time and be gentle and allow yourself to grow and learn as you need to, you can reach whatever goal you want. And I think part of the reason why I haven't really connected this aspect before is because it's taken me such a long time to get to the place where I was like, oh my gosh, things are inevitable, life does work out for me and all these other things. So recognizing that, as long as you keep moving in the direction of that which you want, it will eventually come, wasn't exactly something I was prepared to accept at the time. But it goes right along with kind of what my dad says all the time, which is, persistence. That's the path to success. And that's a fairly common belief. Many people in the world go, as long as you persist, as long as you keep working, eventually you'll get there. His timeline, though, is super long. He told me the other day, he's like, well, if you keep at it, you might have some success within the next 20 years. And I'm going, oh gosh, I really hope it doesn't take that long. Because 20 years of this kind of uncertainty would be really uncomfortable. But, I suppose as long as I can live in the moment and as long as I can get what I need, maybe 20 years wouldn't be too bad. Honestly, though, I really hope that I can move on to another goal a lot sooner than that. Reaching my financial freedom is not something I want to dedicate my entire life to. It's a nice goal, but I would much rather have money to invest in future projects, start businesses, create a community, make it so that people don't have to struggle for survival. These are all things that I want to accomplish with my life. Those are things I'd be willing to dedicate 20 years to, but dedicating 20 years to just figuring out how to make money, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to do that. I can totally understand, though, why some of you guys would probably be watching this and be like, well, that's how long it takes. I've been doing this for 40 years already, and here you are saying that you don't want to do this. And I'm like, well, we each have our own path. My dad, he really seems to like having a job and the sense of fulfillment that comes with it. And I don't blame them for that. I mean, there are plenty of people who like that kind of environment, who benefit from that. And, you know, honestly, if I could enjoy that, I'd be all for it. I would much rather be a person who could be comfortable in a standard job and, you know, earn a decent wage and, you know, come home and play with the kids or whatever. But my motivation for the standard life is next to nothing. I mean, like, even my motivation for a romantic relationship is pretty low compared to essentially every other person that I've met. So the whole concept of a big house with a white picket fence and 2.5 kids is just not me. I mean, it's fine. I think it can appeal to a lot of people, but the goals and ambitions I have for my life don't really match that. You know, my biggest desire is to understand, followed pretty closely by a desire for freedom and not being tied down. You know, I'd much rather live a life where I'm traveling around the world in a van. I think that'd be a lot of fun versus, you know, living in the same house all the time and doing the same things every day. Sounds kind of boring. If you like that, though, this is not a judgment. I mean, there are people out there who like cooking. Just look at Gordon Ramsay. I think they are crazy, but they seem to like it, and they have success. So, you know, to each their own. There really is no set path, and there are no judgments from me on whatever path you choose to follow. That being said, back to the original point, whatever goals you do set for yourself, you can reach them, assuming you keep at it. Now, when I talk about keeping at it, though, I don't mean it in the way that a lot of people do, where they say, you know, persistence is the mechanism for which you can achieve whatever you want. And I'm like, well, yes, moving in the direction of that which you want is definitely going to help. But this idea of constant, you know, like concerted effort and like regimented production and, you know, the same thing every day, on and on and on, this is kind of what people mean by persistence. But what I mean by persistence is focus on your goal, and your intuition, your gut, and your brain will inevitably come up with ideas for you. You don't have to come up with one particular concept and then just beat it until it dies. You know, the truth often doesn't, you know, things don't often come in this predefined package. You know, if you follow the template, you get there. Usually your path is going to be unique, which means you have to find unique solutions. You have to figure out what works for you. I mean, here I am, I make a video every day. I don't post one every day yet. I probably will at some point. But I make a video every day, and then I edit a couple on my computer because, you know, I just added that particular aspect in recently, so I'm catching up with the old videos that I've recorded. And eventually I'll get to the point probably where I post months worth of videos in advance, and they're being posted daily, and I'm just keeping up with that. So clearly there is something to be said about regimented patterns and production requirements and whatnot. But I can't know which videos are going to be helpful. I can't know which videos are going to be viewed. I can't know which videos people are going to want, which videos people resonate with the best. I mean, I just can't know these things. So while I do make a video every day, and while I do edit, and eventually will post every day, I still don't do the same thing. You know, I change the video, I change the content, I try to figure out what it is that you guys need to hear from me, and try to help you figure out your best life. Now, to most people, this could probably be a very boring life to them. And this is one of those areas where it's like, but for me, I have a lot of fun because I get to express my understanding to the world, and I get to have feedback from all the viewers telling me, you know, what else they want to see, what content was helpful, what content wasn't. I get to continue to study things. I get to share the things that I study with you so I can better solidify them within my own head. And I even get to watch my own videos to help remind me of the lessons that I've learned and have taught. because ironically, even though I've been doing this stuff for years, I find that I consistently need reminding of all the information that I've learned. Because while it is so intuitive and while it is so natural for us to follow the path that suits us and makes us happy and all these other things, many times I get bogged down in the details of life. You know, many times I look at what I don't have and go, oh crap, how long is it going to take for me to get there? And it's quite frustrating when that happens, but whenever I come out of it, I just have to look back and laugh, because really, I knew the answer the whole time. And it took a while for me to recognize I was even in a negative emotional state, and when I did, I just had to laugh because I was stuck in it for, you know, a day or two, and that was a lot longer than I expected to be stuck in it, and it's humorous. So, I mean, these concepts are fantastic and helpful, but I do find that you need repeated exposure in order to actually reach the level of peace that you want. I know that for me, I live in a state of peace pretty regularly, but, you know, I still need the reminder. I still need somebody to help me. I still need a teacher. And that's kind of cool. I mean, life is all about change, and it's all about discovery and exploring the different emotions, so it's a good thing, really, that I get to experience all these different emotions and whatnot. They really help me become a better person. They really help me grow. So, you know, I think it's fantastic overall that this is the case. But that is everything I have for you today. So it may come off as a little bit of a quick cutoff, but honestly, I can't think of anything else at the moment. So I'm going to leave you there, and I hope that this video has helped you, maybe lightened your load a little bit, helped you to take life a little bit easier. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and if you have any questions, ideas for future videos, comments on this video, or, you know, concepts you wish I'd mentioned here, feel free to leave those in the comment section, and I will do my best to respond. And I enjoyed having you here. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.